Week 3 of our body weight, kind of the same structure. There's a little switch up. We're doing 4 rounds in the second half instead of 3. The first half is just 2, but we are doing two rounds, 45 seconds on, 8 seconds off for this first beginning one. We're going to start with some sumos. I'm just looking, super clams. Yeah, the only thing new for the damp this week is super clams. And basically, you're going to get down on the ground, right, where you usually come all the way down for a nice clam. But here, you're going to kind of lift your hips. You're going to keep them lifted. Then you're going to lift them higher as those knees come apart and then back down. So just kind of keep that in mind as we go through. I think that's the only new thing for the first section. So 45 seconds on, 8 seconds in between. We're going for 2 rounds for this first thing. We're going to start with sumos. You can follow along. We're going to do the arm release today, which we haven't been doing, but you can follow along with that one. So finding that nice wide athletic stance, strapping that chest. You know that I love that that stretch for your sumos. So let that hamstring stretch happen. As you drop your hips down, you're going to think about lengthening through that spine, lifting that chest. Then I want you to think about hitchhiking back, right? So I'm going to think about my thumbs going back. I'm trying to get those biceps by my ears, which may or may not happen, and then drive through those heels. So we're coming all the way to that arm release. And then we're just repeating. So nice hamstring stretch, dropping that butt down, lifting that chest. And then I'm going to lead with the other hand, so I'm not always leading with the same. And then drive through those heels, come all the way up. We're just repeating. At any point, right, if you feel like you have to hold your hamstring stretch for a little bit longer, hold it for a little bit longer. Super clams, let's do right side down. So right side's down, we're finding those knees bent, we're coming up a little bit, and then everything comes up. And then as your knees come back together, you are going to drop your hips, but you're not going to touch the ground. So super clams. This is what we're doing next. Little side body action, getting those outer hips working for us, getting those obliques, getting those external rotators. Think about that shoulder staying away from your ear, right? You're not collapsing down on it. After this is our animal, maybe I will review this, maybe I'll actually stop the timer. Our animal flow, front step to front kick through. So I'm going to stop the timer just because we don't do it that often, and it is kind of a complicated exercise. Ignore that beep. So we did it last week, but just as a reminder, right, you're going to actually start in that quadruped position. Your knees are going to be more underneath your belly button as opposed to your hips. Lifting those knees, sitting back. Then you're going to replace same side hand with same side foot. We've been doing this since week 1. Then you're going to make sure you have a big enough movement window between this foot and this hand to clear this other leg. Come all the way through. You're going to reach through. Keep that shoulder away from your ear. Pull that leg all the way back in. Step back, and then other side. So kind of a lot going on with that. That's why I want to break it down. But here we go. Animal flow, starting in that quadruped position. Sending those hips back, same foot, replace the same side hand. And then you're going to think about driving through that foot and hand as you reach forward with that leg. Now think about your abdominals, pulling everything back, step back, hand down, step back, and then switch over to the other side. Reaching through. And you're just alternating. You're just going from side to side. As you do this, really finding that shoulder support, that I'm not collapsing down on that shoulder. Nice. Arabesque flip. We did this last week, but it was later. So let's start with a right foot down. So thinking about leading through that heel. Everything pulls in, everything flips over. Right, so this was in our class for the past 2 weeks, but now I've just bumped it up to damp instead of the main core part. Really reaching, make sure abs are on, that you're not collapsing in your lower back as you go for this. Fighting for my balance, fighting for my balance. Really thinking about the supporting leg butt cheek, right? That it's squeezing. You're thinking about lifting that pelvis off your supporting leg. Everything coming in. Everything going out. Yes, we're staying on the same side. We'll do the other side. Round 2. So tabletop swing through. I know, everybody's favorite. Let's do fingers pointing out. So thinking about that nice high hips, almost like a hamstring curl. No tension in the neck. Use those legs to drive your hips through your arms. Really push that floor away. Then think of a hamstring curl, almost like pulling your sits bones towards your heels. Yep. And then just repeat. So again, listening to your body, what it needs for you today. So you might find it's like, oh, wow, I need to hold this crab position for a little bit longer and open up the front of my shoulders. Or, hey, I'm really liking the shoulder stability. I'm going to extend those legs. I'm going to hold this tight. I'm going to pull in that belly and turn on that core. Okay? So listening to your body. Back to our sumo arm release. So we're back to standing. Athletic stance. So finding that nice hamstring stretch so that your head and torso be heavy. Grabbing a hold of wherever you can grab a hold of. Feet, ankles, shins. Dropping your hips down. One arm reaches back like you're hitchhiking back. You're trying to get bicep by ear. Other arm goes, drive through those heels. Come up to standing, repeat. Enjoy this hamstring stretch, don't rush it. Right? Opening up those hips, same thing, don't rush this. Everybody's so excited to get through this. Take your time with it. After this, we have our super clams. Our left side's going to be down. For some reason, you joined late and did not get it the first round. Make sure you switch after a couple. So left side's down. I don't get to use the mat or else you're going to get my posterior side. And you're going to think about everything reaching away, everything coming down. Everything reaching away. Or this hand can just stay up, either. But this bottom hip, I don't want you to truly come down and rest on it. It just hovers right above the floor as you lower those hips down. Up. Really thinking about that bottom side body. Engaging. Hip lifting. After this, we have our animal flow, our front step, front kick through. If the kick through is too much, just go for the front step. Right? Just take the kick through out. So finding that quadruped position, knees lifted, hips back. Replace same side hand with foot. And then you bring the other leg all the way through, making sure shoulder stays away from the earth, that you don't collapse down. Step back, and then repeat it to the other side. Now, if you're feeling really ambitious and you feel like you've got this, you can always jump back, jump forward, jump back, jump forward. Or just keep it as a stepping. That's okay. Either works. Both are gonna work on things. Shoulder stability, abdominal work, mobility in those hips. Either works for me. Nice, what was next? Arabesque flip, I believe. Yes. Let's do left foot down, right's the leg that's reaching. So left foot's your stability leg, reaching through that right heel. Everything flips in or pulls in. Then nice level hips as you send that leg back. And then bring it in. Reaching through that heel, everything pulls in. And flip it over. We're staying on the same side for the whole 45 seconds. Oh, fighting for that balance. Nope, I lost it. Hopefully you got it. But yeah, we're trying to fatigue those little stabilizers. That's why I'm having you stay on the same side. Woo. Really thinking about energy through that leg, where it's reaching forward, or whether it's reaching back. Nice. And then our tabletop swing throughs. So last thing of damp, and then we're getting to it. Chop, chop. Week 3. Lifting those hips. Like I said, listening to your body. Not that anybody loves either of these two positions in tabletop swing through, but anterior shoulders, or the front of my shoulders. So me holding that crab position, really thinking about the front of my hips and my shoulders opening is a good thing. Even though my body doesn't love it, my body doesn't love it because I struggle with it. Which is the case with most people. We love the stuff that we excel at naturally. We resist the stuff that we struggle with naturally. But we gotta work on both, right? Next, I'm just gonna change the timer, grab a quick drink of water, and then we'll kind of go down what's gonna happen next. All right, so I'm gonna sip my water as I explain this. We've been doing this. You have 2 exercises. You're flipping on and off. We're doing 4 rounds of everything. It was 3 rounds for the last 2 weeks. You have 45 seconds on. You have 15 seconds in between. First 2 did change slightly from last week. So let me take a sip of water and we'll break that down. Okay. I just spilled water all over myself. You know, just another test to prove that I'm human. All right, so our first one, our sit through. So this is the one where you're in a nice high plank and you're bringing that foot all the way through. Now my foot comes pretty high because I have pretty mobile hips. Your foot might be down here. That's okay, right? Step back, switch over to the other side. Again, if you're feeling like you can go, 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 this can be more of a hop, right? I don't care how high that foot goes. I just care that you're bringing them up as much as your body will allow. So that's your first exercise. Second exercise, Spider-Man push-ups. Basically, you're bringing opposite hand and foot forward in a push-up. So opposite hand and foot, come forward, push up, step it back in line, switch over to the other side. So those are your 2 exercises. We're going for each one 4 times through. So starting with that sit through, nice high plank, 45 seconds on, you do get a 12-second break. So here we go, nice high plank. That beats yours. You're bringing that foot as far over and as high as your hips will allow. So for some of you, it might be high. For some of you, it actually might be more like directly across. That's okay. As you're doing this, thinking about shoulders staying over wrists. Think about your belly lifting. And again, depending on what you feel like today, this can be more of a like step, touch, or a jump, 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 right? You can change the tempo. You can control the tempo for your body today. Breathing, keeping those shoulders away from your ears. I'm gonna let my wrists take a little bit of a break before we go into our push-ups. Definitely a wristy set. So Spider-Man push-ups, opposite hand and foot come forward, no chicken heads. So here we go. Using your breath to help you, right? Thinking of that nice exhale as you push the floor away. I'm thinking about my ponytail, reaching for the ceiling so I don't get a chicken head. And I'm thinking about that belly button pulling into my spine as I do this. Keeping those shoulders right away from your ears. I'm not letting my butt pop up. I'm still staying in that nice plank position. Again, every break I'm going to give those wrists just a little bit of break because this is pretty risky. I don't think we're on our feet for the next one, so it should be okay. Sit throws, here we go. So bring that leg through. If for some reason, if you're in a narrow place right now, right, and this is impossible, you can always give me mountain climbers, right? I know at home we're working with limited space and sometimes a lot of width, right? It's not an option. I know because I've been doing a lot of my workouts at home as well. And I have to get a little creative with just the space I have and the equipment I have. I'm slowly trying to slow down my breath. See if I can get that heart rate to recover. Here we go, Spider-Man push-ups. So again, energy through the top of the head. I don't want to lead with my chin. Letting my breath help me. And again, I didn't say how fast you had to do these. I just said you had to do them. So setting up that good quality form. Letting that breath help you. I'm focusing on my shoulders staying away from my ears. Energy out that straight leg. Squeezing that butt cheek of my straight leg. And belly pulling in. Hard to believe. We're halfway through. We have 2 more sets of those. 2 more sets. 2 more sets. Here we go. Sit through. Also, you can also always do fists. Those wrists need a little bit of a break. Oop. Almost stepped the wrong way. And again, this can be more of a step touch, or it can be a little bit more of a jump. Do you pay attention that your hips don't start to go up, right? A lot of that is just your abdominals kind of taking a break, and your back trying to help. Sorry, I just switched my ring around. The fists were not working with my ring. There we go. Nice. Spider-Man push-ups. Now we're on the downhill side. Whew. Although you all should have strong shoulders when this is done, because we've been doing a lot of side planks, a lot of push-ups in our quarantine life. Opposite hand and foot come forward on these. Again, energy out that straight leg, belly pulling in, shoulders away from your ears. And as always, let your breath help you. And I don't care how low you go, I care that you keep all those things that I just talked about intact, right? So it could be chest all the way down to the ground, or it could just be a centimeter down. One last time, we're almost there, and then we're gonna switch it up. Sit throughs, I'll switch it up and I'll face this way. Here we go. Last time, really thinking about trying to keep that leg straight that you bring through, avoiding those hips popping up, pulling those shoulders away from your ears. And again, doesn't matter how high your leg goes. I mean, yes, it's something we want to work on. But if it's down here, then it's down there. Okay. Nice, last Spider-Man push-up. My shoe's coming untied, so I'm going to tie that. Here we go. Finding that nice high plank. Opposite arm and foot, come up. And push up. I don't know, in some weird ways, I think those Spider-Man push-ups are easier than regular push-ups because of that offset hand position. Personally, but you can argue with me. Technically, they're supposed to be harder, but I think they're a little bit easier. Letting that breath help you. Setting up good quality form every single time. All right, gonna pause the timer, gonna go through the next 2. Your runner's lunge, we've been doing that. So that's not new. I'll review it. So this is the one right? Where we're opposite hand, foot that's down is reaching for the ground. It's gonna help you with what swings. Back leg is straight. So this is one of the few lunges that you have straight back leg, right? We're usually 90-90. Coming up, swing, find that single leg balance, back down. If you're feeling good, you can always jump it, right? If you're like me and have an angry knee, I really should be doing jumps on, just come up and hold that single leg balance, and then go back down. So 2 options with that, hasn't changed all week or all month. Arrow balance. The leg that's the front leg then becomes the supporting leg. It's your teeter totter, you're just holding. I want energy out that back leg. I want you to think about hamstring. If I can find my balance. Reaching for the ceiling. For me, I don't care. Hands on my tee, hands on your hips to find that nice square hips, or hands overhead, or any of the above. So I'll take any of those hands positions. 2 times through on each side. Let's start. Let's be training to be balanced style. Let's start with the non-dominant leg as your forward leg. So it would be, for me, it would be my left, and my right hand would be touching down. So here we go, the sweeper is yours. Finding that nice long lunge, and then swinging it through. Yep, nice. You probably got water while I was talking. I need to catch up on my water. So here we go. Again, I didn't say how quickly you had to do this. I said you had to do it for 45 seconds. So finding that single leg balance. Thinking about the belly pulling in, right? This whole waistline, or your transverse abdominis, kind of hugging you at the top. That breath out will help with that. So your front leg is going to be the leg that's down. We're going to our arrow balance. Again, I don't care where your arms go. I do care about your hips being square though. So think of like just holding your single leg deadlift. So I have nice level hips. I'm pulling back into the heel of my supporting leg. Hands can be out to the side. They can be on your hips. 1 can be overhead. 2 can be overhead. Play with it. Usually when we do this in class, it's both arms overhead, but that creeps into people's shoulders. Fight for my balance, I lost it though. So that's why I give you the options. Burn, baby, burn. Also, to find stillness after you just jacked up your heart rate, it's not easy, right? So that whole left side should be nice and roasty toasty. We're gonna flip it over to the right side. So here we go. Finding that nice low lunge. Swinging those arms and legs to come up. I guess I left my balance in bed. Either that, or if you do want to make this more complicated for yourself, start trying to talk and do it at the same time. You might be surprised just adding something as simple as that. Adds to the dynamic aspect of the movement. Woo! Hello, hamstring and glute. Yes, this is for all your running, your biking, your hiking. So now our right foot's down for our balance. All those summer activities are very much single leg. So if we were allowed to still be in the gym, you'd be doing workouts very similar to this. A lot of single leg stuff. And again, changing those, play with those arm positions since I'm giving you the chance to. See where you can find that nice level hip energy out that back leg. That belly's still pulling in, but you should still be able to breathe and talk, right? So it's not pulling in so much It's hugging you, but you should still be able to breathe and talk. Right, 2 down, 2 more to go. Back over to the left side. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Sorry, I'm looking ahead. I don't remember what I had coming next. Good stuff. We're going to continue to kind of get that heart rate up, burn that single leg aspect of it. So again, right, if you have a body that's going to jump this, go for it. Even if you give me a couple jumps, and then take it back to that hold. I'll take that. Right? My left leg will do it for me, but my right, nope. Energy through that swing foot, all the way through that leg. Having energy in that leg will help you. All right, our left leg's down for our support leg. Arrow balance. I think this actually used to be in our ski performance. Thought he changed our ski performance this year. And I think it went away. So one of our classes, and maybe how you're feeling right now, every time you taught it, people moaned and groaned. So you're not alone. Even though you might be in the comfort of your home and no one can hear you. Or maybe your family can hear you and they're wondering what the heck you're doing in your room. What the heck is going on in there? There's a lot of huffing and puffing and swearing. Slight bend in the supporting leg. Woo! And then pulling back into that heel. Second side, second leg, then we're moving on. Moving on up. All right, here we go. Last time through. I know you guys missed the single leg bridges. I don't know, I don't. As I was saying in my Pilates class last week, I hate bridging. See? With all these life classes, you get to know all my ailments, all my loves and hates. I'm not that different from you. I have stuff that I have to work through as well. Really thinking about the supporting glute, squeezing, lifting those hips off that supporting leg. One last arrow balance. I'm shaking it out because it's already burning. Saying hello. Looks like you took me for a bike ride yesterday. Speaking of bike rides, I went for a bike ride on the Elk Refuge on Sunday. I have never seen so many people on the Elk Refuge. It was kind of insane. The good news was, though, that since there were so many people on both sides of the road, cars had to slow down. Which was nice. It was a beautiful day to get out. Oh, here comes the shake, shake, shakes. Supporting leg is shaking. Oh, saved by the bell. All right, next up, our single arm squat down thrust. We did them last week. And reverse lunge to teeter-totter with little mini squats. So, option A. Squat down thrust. It is one hand. This is how it's written. If you have something going on with your shoulders, Miss Jamie, just be careful. I'm not saying you can't do it, but you might want to do the two-handed version. As a reminder, always drop your hips to go down. Always drop your hips to come up on squat down thrust. Second one, reverse lunge. This time we do on 90-90. Not that straight back leg. Push up to standing. Find your teeter-totter. And then we're going to do 3, 2, 1 mini squats. I haven't put my foot down yet until I go back into that reverse lunge. Right, so a lot of single leg stability on that. So our single arm squat down thrust, reverse lunge to teeter-totter, single leg squat. So that's kind of a trio. We're gonna start with our right leg down for our first lunges when we get there. Here we go, single arm squat down thrust, or two-handed if you need it, right? So making a good decision for your body. If you have some problems, or working through some shoulder stability, just be careful, right? So maybe take that time to really pull that shoulder away. You're not just cruising through it. Or if you're like, no, I feel like I might collapse, and fall on my face, put both hands down. It's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We all got something that we're working on. Trust me when I say that. All right, so right leg is the one that's stationary. Left leg is the swing leg. So here we go, reverse lunge, 90-90. Find that single leg balance. Flip it over into a teeter-totter and squat for 3, 2, 1. Recover. And reverse lunge. Teeter-totter. And squat for 3, 2, 1. So now, the arrow balance that you just did shouldn't seem too bad. And even though this supporting leg is doing a lot of work, I still want you to think about this waistline. That belly pulling in. So we turn on that core. Woo! All right, squat down thrust. Here we go. Your free hand really can go anywhere. I'm putting it on the back of my back, but it can go out to the side. That's all good. Do please pay attention to that shoulder stability, especially with the one arm. So we're pulling that shoulder down the back of our rib cage. Right, so now our left leg is going to be the stability leg. Our right leg's going to be the one that's swinging. So finding a nice reverse lunge, coming up, flip it over and give me 3, 2, 1. I had to stop for a second, find my balance. I'm about to come down for 3, 2, 1. As you go into that teeter-totter, really thinking about energy through the heel, energy through the top of your head. That kneecap should be in line with your second toe. So it should be collapsing in or pressing out. Boop. Relax shoulders. You're not trying to do it with your shoulders. All right, jam, 2 more to go. Here we go, squat down thrust. Those sumos that we started with. They come in handy here. Opening up those hips so we can get those hands low enough for a squat down thrust. Really thinking about driving through those heels to come back up to standing, and then think about that core turning on. Right, butt cheek squeezing, belly pulling in. And just because we're not necessarily focusing on core right now does not mean that it gets to take a vacation. It's still working for you. Especially on that squat down thrust. Right there. As you send your legs back into the plank. Right leg stability, left leg is swing. So for many of you, this side might feel a little challenging. And that's because even though our right side, for most of us, is our dominant side, it is not our balance leg. And I'm requiring you to do a lot of balance on that leg right now. Moving through multiple positions and really holding it almost all for the 45 seconds. Woo. You're doing great. We have one more side of this exercise, one more set of exercises, and then we're stretching. So we can see the finish line out there. Here we go, short-down press. Last and final. Make it your best. Setting yourself up for success every single time, right? Think about dropping those hips, holding that shoulder away from your ear, energy through those legs as you send them back, turning on glutes and abs. Nice. Left leg will be our supporting leg, right leg will be our swing leg. So here we go. Last time you're doing these two. I don't know about you, but I'm getting nice and sweaty. Right, trying to find that stillness, even though your heart rate's jacked up right now. And a lot of that's also focusing on slowing down that heart rate. Take those big breaths. Like you're scuba diving. Those of you who scuba dive know what I'm talking about. Those of you who not probably are like, what the hell, Allison? All right, last two exercises. Let's see what we got. We got a drink of water is what we got. Woo! The talking and moving for the whole hour. I gotta tell you, it takes a while out of you. All right. Oh, this didn't change from last week. This did not change, so I'm gonna move my mat. This is our kneeling side legs and our side plank. Hold back so you can see me. Yeah, okay. So first one, right, is the one where we tip over, up and down, circle, whatever, I'll cue you through it. And then the second one, coming down on that same side, so if my right hand was down, I'm gonna go down to my right elbow. I'm finding that nice side plank, and then coming up into that tree pose. So those are our two exercises. I'll give you more information as we're going, if that seemed really quick and undetailed. I just wanna get you moving. So let's tip over to our right side to start with. Here we go, 45 seconds. Oh, wait. If you're at home, if you're at home and you're on a wood floor or something that's not very squishy for your knee, you can, by all means, come all the way down and do it sideline. You're still gonna get a burn in that top hip, right? So just think about that. If you're like, my knees are killing, I don't have a squishy at home, you can always do it sideline. All right, sorry for the false start. Here we go. Both knees down. You're gonna tip over to your right side. Left leg reaches long. And before we even start moving that left leg, how do you think about this bottom leg? Is it vertical? Are you pressing your hips forward? Hopefully you are, right? Don't sit those hips back. All right, now that we have that focus going, lift and lower that top leg. And then let's circle it. I don't care, pick a circle, any circle. Maybe your circle looks more like an Easter egg. And the other way. And then stop. Wow, that was good timing. You missed your 4 back kicks because you were saved by the bell. Making your way down to your elbow. legs extended out. Finding that nice side plank to start with, right? So thinking about squeezing that bottom butt cheek, that bottom waistline. Hands up to the ceiling. Now, you can either stay here, take this top leg, bring it up where it's going to naturally go for you, right? So some of you might be at your ankle, might be at your calf, you might be at your knee, you might be way up by your pelvis. Once you're here, thinking about pressing that thigh back. So I'm lifting this bottom, pressing that thigh back. Now, this is not an easy side plank. So if you need to go back to your side plank, go back to your side plank. Breathing, smiling. Other side. So tall kneeling or on your left side. I like to take my hands out to the side. And controlling yourself over, tip it over. Take a moment once you get there to focus on that bottom leg. Okay, so I'm going to think about keeping it really vertical, pressing that hip forward. And here we go, up and down. And you're trying to get that leg as high as you can. Right? So we're not keeping it down here. We're truly trying to keep it in line with our torso. Circle! Like I'm thinking about energy out my heel, like I'm tracing imaginary circles with my heel on an imaginary wall. And then other way. Saved by the bell. All right, down. Left elbow's going to be down. Getting ready for your side plank. Right, so here, before I even lift it up, I'm going to think about lifting this bottom waistline. And then I'm going to think about shoulder away from my ear, my bottom butt cheek squeezing, bottom waistline lifting. Reaching up to the ceiling. And if you're ready, take that top leg up, where it's going to go for you on your body. So mine naturally goes to my knee. You might be way up here. You might be down at your ankle. Breathing. Watching chicken heads. Right? I don't know why. We always want to look at the rest of our body, which pulls our whole torso forward. And again, if you're dying, just go back to your side plank. 2 down, 2 more to go. You're almost there. Almost there. Tipping over. Right hand should be down. Taking that moment to support up that supporting leg. I said that wrong. Taking a moment to look into that supporting leg. So once it's vertical and press forward, start to lift and lower that top leg. Breathing. Belly should still be pulling in. It's not just hanging out. Circle. My butt cheek is burning. How is yours doing? Circle the other way. You guys got it. Last 2 things we're doing. You're almost there, other than stretching, which I like stretching, but if you don't like stretching, that might be torturous. Oh. I was just looking at my leg getting lower and lower. And then, the beat saved me. All right, side plank. Really thinking about that bottom side body. No chicken heads, stacking those shoulders. Arm up to the ceiling. I was thinking about my arm reaching up to the ceiling as though it's lifting me out of my supporting shoulder. Okay, so I'm trying to unweight that supporting shoulder. So energy up to the ceiling. Breathing. Squeezing that bottom butt cheek. Mine just got a little lazy. So I'm going to squeeze it, see if that helps. Yes, it does. Try not to hold tension in this hand that's down, right? No death grip. Oh, second side, second time. Second side, second time. Nice, tipping over. Taking a moment to figure out that bottom leg first. Oh, there we go, I just pushed my hips forward a little bit. up and down. Belly, we're pulling in those ribs, right? Not so that you go concave, but that whole midsection still active. Right? Again, just because we're not doing a core, well, you could argue this is core, but more side body core. Just because we're not doing an anterior core doesn't mean that it's turned off. Circle that leg the other way. Breathing. This is where my leg gets heavy. Can I lift it higher? Can I lift it higher? Can I lift it higher? Ah. Last one. Then we're going to do a luscious stretch. I promise the first stretch should be luscious. Here we go. Side plank. Again, setting up that whole support system. Think about that bottom side body. When you're ready, that leg comes up. At any point, if you have to go back to that side plank, go back to the side plank. Again, no tension in this bottom hand. I'm thinking almost like my elbow's getting pulled towards my heel, because I really want to lift out of that supporting shoulder. I'm squeezing that bottom butt cheek to lift my hips and support my hips. I'm breathing. You're in the home stretch. The bottom waistline. It's almost like you have a side stitch and you're trying to get away from it. Right? Lifting that bottom waistline. Nice! Grab a drink of water. We're going to start our stretch on the front floor. So I'm going to stop this timer. And I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. And we'll move into our stretches in the last 5 minutes that we have. All right. This one I do in Pilates a lot. I'm trying to think. It is in some of our classes, but we typically don't do this variation in our strength classes. So you're going to be on your side, and if you want to, I'm actually not joking, you can grab a pillow for your head. It feels like you're kind of like, ugh. Since you're at home, you might have a pillow close by. Your knees are in line with your hips, ankles in line with knees. Hands out in front. I'm going to take this top arm, and now I'm going to reach to the back body, or back area here. As I go, my knees don't unstack. So I don't want this to happen, right? I want to keep those knees stacked, which in turn keeps my hips stacked, so that those stabilize, and then I get that rotation through my rib cage. So we're working on thoracic mobility here. Your thoracic spine is basically your mid-spine. Take that arm, close the book, and we're going to open the book again on this side. So that's where your thoracic spine, or that whole mid-spine, it's basically the spine that's attached to your rib cage, for lack of a better description, is where you want rotation to come from. You don't really want rotation to come from your lumbar spine or your lower back. It's not what that part of your back was meant to do. Just letting gravity open that up. You might feel a stretch in the front of your shoulder. Nice. Closing the book, and then you're just going to flip on over to the other side. Flip on over. Then we're going to do 2, open the book, close the books on this side. Again, as you start to reach in that back space, knees stay stacked. So sometimes I even take my hand, kind of place it on that top knee to encourage it to stay down. Especially if this is really tight and snug for you, that's where you're going to want to compensate. You're going to want to let it creep off and go into your lower back. Breathing. Closing the book. And then opening it up again. Maybe this time, now that your body's been in that position, it knows where it's going, feels a little bit safer in that position. Maybe it's going to give you a little bit more. Right now, I'm also getting quite a bit of a chest stretch. So those of you who sit at desks, at a computer, this is a good stretch because we need to open up the anterior part of your shoulders. Being hunched over that computer all the time. Or dentists. Anybody who's kind of sitting hunched over. Nice. And then we're gonna come down, we're gonna do one last stretch. You're gonna put your legs in little windmill legs. So one leg's back, one leg's forward. Don't worry so much about 90-90, that doesn't matter so much here. Your same arm as your back leg is gonna swing over. The same arm as your front leg is gonna support you. So, and I'm gonna actually show this way because I think it might be easier for you guys. So my right foot is forward. My right hand's gonna go down on the ground. My left arm's gonna swing overhead and I'm gonna push my hips forward. And I'm gonna reach this back diagonal. And then I'm gonna drop those hips down. Now I'm gonna repeat, lifting those hips up. And then dropping those hips down. 2 more on the other side, so we're just gonna switch our legs over to the other side. So again, the same hand as the leg that's in front is gonna be the support hand. Other hand swings up and forward. And back down. And one more time. Nice. All right, you're done. Thanks for joining me. Go out, enjoy the sunshine. Hopefully you can. Hopefully you're sweaty as I am. Bye.